What it do, Lauderdale for sales, the CEO, the X-Man right here in the Mixtape Show. Hey, you can follow us on Facebook at kjmz.com, or you can go to our YouTube page at KJMZ Radio. Hey, got the honor and privilege to my man. Go ahead and introduce yourself now to the people.
I am Anthony Navarro. I'm the genre god.
Okay, so how'd you come up with the name?
Well, my parents gave the first one to me. My label associates gave me the second one because they realized that no matter what style of instrumental they threw in front of me, I'd eat it up. Didn't matter, country, rock, pop, soul, R&B, hip hop. So I was just hungry.
Hey, you a jack of all trades then, huh?
Always master of none.
Hey, that's how
it's easier that way.
I feel you on that one. So tell me where you're from, man.
I'm born and raised in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Born and raised right here in Lawton, Oklahoma.
County Memorial Hospital.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
So tell me, are your parents like involved in your life and your music and everything as well?
Yeah, it was a little rough for them at first. You know, they were like, because I started out in metal, going out to the railhead, straight out of the Army, and I don't know what he's saying, but he's happy, you know. But I mean, they raised me into this. Like when me and my sister were kids, they'd take us out to like the American Kids program where we go out, we perform. We were getting ribbons and medals and stuff like that, trophies. We didn't realize they were getting cash, so they owed me some performance royalties. But you know, it's just something that I've done. It's been a constant in my life, and it turned into a coping skill to handle the emotional issues that I was dealing with later on in life. So,
okay,
you know, it's a blessing because it's one therapy that I'll always have, no matter what.
Gotcha. So you said you was in the military. What part of the branch of service? Army. Okay. So was I myself, retired. Yeah. So with the music industry, you say it's like your coping mechanism. How does that relate to your peace and your calm?
Well, I mean, there's just for me, there's a feeling I get when I can actually like exude these pressures that I build up inside of me, because I've always been an internalizer. I've seen what kind of destruction I could do back in my early years, and I've learned how to really hold that within, and that wasn't doing anything healthy either. So using music as an outlet, once I got past the initial rage that I dealt with in my early years, because when I started out here in the scene, I started to take notice of the other emotions that I still weren't processing. I still wasn't processing, but were still an active part of my daily life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there was the turmoil, the sadness, the depression, the anxiety. You know, I was always stuck when I was painting my face as Tony Reaper. It was always rage. I was just mad at the world, and you know, a lot of that stemmed from my trauma from back in the Army and everything, because I hadn't processed it, hadn't dealt with it. I held it in. I, you know, overcompensated with hypertoxic masculinity, and it destroyed a lot of people that I cared about in the process. And you know, I can't ever change those. The best thing I can do is go and use it as a layout for other people that might be going through the same thing. And that's something I've been learning over the last 2 years now. A lot of people that have come up to me like, "Thank you. This song helped me process the situation I was in. It saved my life." And I mean, it's kind of you know, it's kind of a big weight to put on me, but you know, at the same time, it's nice to know that there's people out there that are getting help from it.
Nice. So what type of music do you do to, you know, that you're working on right now to help, you know, alleviate the stress and the emotional stress and things like that?
Well, right now I'm working on my LP. It's called The Genre God Saga Part 1. It's called Secondhand Soul. It is currently a 19-song compilation of the entirety of the relationship cycle, from first glance to the breakup and the aftermath that follows. It goes through all the stages of grief in the process, from like whenever you split up, and the denial, the anger, the, you know, all those parts. And it really is, you know, put out there trying assist those, because I've got a lot of friends who still choose to stay in toxic relationships, and I'm pretty freaking kettle black. You know, at the end of the day, I have my own issues with red flags, and I've been getting better at calling them out myself, and trying to be a good friend and pointing them out to others, not to minimize them or anything, but just like, hey, I care about you enough to let you know about this and make you self-aware, because the more self-aware I'm becoming, the more I'm learning about my mental health and the struggles that I deal with it, the more I'm able to recognize those externally, because for a long time I had blinders on. I wasn't seeing everybody around me, and as far as like the effect that I have on people in my vicinity whenever I have these moments. And especially this last year, 2021, with COVID and sitting down and lockdown and all that stuff, I really started to become more aware of how much of an effect I had on my vicinity around. And it's been a long year of growth. It's had its backslides, just like everyone else. I am human after all.
Right.
But the big thing is a lot of people get stuck in these cycles where they'd rather destroy each other in the flames of a phoenix, rather than acknowledge that, hey, maybe this isn't working, and try and salvage a friendship that could exist still, because let's face it, most people like each other before they love each other. And
I love to hear that.
It took me a long time really to recognize that and recognize it within myself. And I still have a lot of those, like I call them, switch flip moments.
Oh yeah.
With borderline personality. It's they can go from seeing somebody as a hero to taking something wrong, and it's like, you are my nemesis and I will destroy you. And it's still a tough one to catch, but I'm trying to get a little bit better each day, and even a baby step's still a step.
Absolutely. So you say you got 19 songs coming on this LP.
Yes.
If you had to pick out one song and say that this song was it for me, this was the song that I said, this is going to set me up for success, what song would that be?
Ooh. I used to think I knew that answer, but after these last two that I just knocked out, it's kind of a triple toss-up. Oh crap.
Okay, so give me your top three then. Off that.
That's going to be Stole My Eyes.
Okay.
Which is the first glance sequence of the relationship cycle. Girl, you stole my eyes today. And then my writer is a big one, because I've actually been working with Jaleel White on promoting this one. He's the screw up of a generation. And one of my lines in that song is, I've always been a screw up.
Okay.
But I own that, because a lot of people are like, why would you say that? Like, it's not. Oh, because I'm tired of freaking people throwing negatives at you and saying, here, carry this weight. When are we going to turn on them and go, hey, thanks for the fuel, because I'm going to use that to make me better than I was the day before, and the day after that, the day after that. And, just turning weights into fuel. Like,
nice. I like that.
Yeah. And that one was a really good one for me. And finally, the one I sent over to Tone, called Wounded, which was my Writer and Wounded are both freestyles, because I've been doing a lot of driving, and in that time I just put a song on BeatStars and I just let it auto populate, and I just go for hours. Just I don't even care what it is. I stopped trying to go and be like, I don't like this beat. Nope, I'm gonna eat you too.
Got it.
And I'll sing song it, I'll rap it, I'll chop it up like tech, and just getting better on doing that, because I was having this moment with my hypervigilance to where I couldn't sit still long enough to actually feel like I could just write. So I had to get it out somehow.
True.
And
The
funny thing is a lot of people don't realize when they're running from their demons is, demons aren't going to chase anybody they don't believe is capable of going and affecting their agenda. So if your demons believe in you, why don't you? So like all that did was make a monster out of me.
I can understand. That is so true. That is so true.
But it's a toss between those three. Stole My Eyes, my Right on Wounded. I actually got a radio edit version of Wounded mixed down. If you wanted to check it out.
Oh, definitely.
It was 30 minutes from I'm doing this thing called a blind recording, where basically I won't even like screen the beat. I'll just drop it in, and from the space bar on the freaking final mix down, it was 30 minutes.
Nice.
It's
nice. So we definitely gonna have to check it out, the Wounded. some of the things, like you said, you went through and you're still going through, are you more septic to now to say this is a part of my life, or I have to change my life?
Well, absolutely. There's always going to be moments where you're going to realize, you have to reevaluate your settings and stuff. Evolution is necessary to survival. In the grand scheme of things, like you can't just expect to do the same thing you've been doing a decade ago and it still work. And yes, I still have some of those character traits that I still work on. It's like Jelly would say in the nicer sense. I'm the same butthead.
Okay.
But it's always necessary to evaluate your situation, your friends who's speaking into your life. If you spend your time with losers, you're gonna be a loser. And if you start to recognize those and like, hey, I'm gonna have to cut you off, like not because like you might be a decent person at the end of the day, but if you're perpetuating toxicity, it's going to leak into me, and I'm trying to get better at recognizing those and etching those out. And I know this because it's been done to me. I've got some guys here that I won't name out, but they did it to me, and I appreciate it only because it really made me realize where I was standing. And I've got my struggles just like everyone else.
Right.
It's still pulling teeth just to get in the VA, and I've got a priority group 1. So that's why music's always been my constant therapy at the end of the day, because I know that between that and my dog and friends like I have Chris here that have been brutally honest with me and still keep me around for some reason.
Hey, it's a good thing though, man. Shout out to my man Chris sitting over there chilling out with us. So are you a straight solo artist, or are you working to collaborate with anybody?
Oh, I'll collaborate with anybody that wants to collaborate with me. That's just the thing is, I guess I don't have an approachable feel to me. I don't know. I'm a big teddy bear, first and foremost. And I love the enthusiasm, especially those people that haven't gone through some of the experiences I've had in the business. Like I've gone through some stuff that's kind of gotten close to jading me a couple times, but at the end of the day, when I find those people that are fresh-eyed and just raw, just passion for just creation, Chris is one of them. Actually, just seeing that, it just brings me back to where I was before I got it, as deep as I had whenever I was, signed back in 2019 and everything. And like, I got to see some sides of the business. I sat with Lil White as he expressed his sorrow for going and creating OxyContin and what it did to a generation, and how he's got nightmares from overdoses he'd never been a part of because families are sending it to him. Or Bubba Sparks, who was, going and talking about how he, no matter how much heart he puts in his music now, he's always going to be known as the Miss New Booty guy. That's his legacy. It just, I got to meet some of my like idols, and when they humbled and humanized themselves, it gave me a lot of insight and reflection into the responsibility I have as an artist, because I don't want to have those kinds of regrets at the end of the day.
Right.
I might not have people riding on me or trying to ride me, but at the end of the day, the people that I do have in my inbox, they're talking about how they were in a toxic relationship and they had to choose between dying and staying with them or living, and they chose life, or how they were drunk and wanting to go and hurt themselves and heard a song and then stopped at that last moment. Like I said, it's a lot of pressure at the end of the day, but at the same time, if I can bring somebody therapy like it brings me,
absolutely.
Now if I can just get full rehab to go and approved me to go for my bachelor's in psychology, so I could go towards my master's in counseling, because they say psych patients shouldn't work.
You sound like you're really moving up there, despite the,
they're giving me flack about it.
Oh yeah, that's just how it is.
It's the bottom dollar at the end of the day.
Right.
My money makes sense.
Yep. So let me ask you a question. If you were to collaborate with someone famous, male or female, let's start with male. Who would you want Dex?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. After he dropped paintings, I heard that, and I must have cried about 7 songs. And I have no shame in that, because that's another one of those stigmatic issues that I try and tear down with my music, because a lot of us, especially when it comes to men, there's this association that they have to hold it in, they have to, don't let them see you cry and stuff, and then they wonder why we have moments of like penal recidivism and domestic violence and stuff, because what happens when you take a can and you shake it up, it can only take so much pressure for it.
Exactly.
You gotta be able to just be you. I've got my homies out here and stuff. They know. I'm gonna tell them, hey, love you, Bubba. They know. I mean that, because I'm not gonna feel ashamed for feeling, and I'm also not gonna be ashamed for speaking how I feel when I do. That's why I got the microphone with the news, and we'll live by the voice and we'll die by the voice. I'll speak out on injustice and issues that I feel, even to my detriment.
Gotcha. Okay. So female wise, who would you want to collaborate with?
Snow the Products. Or Ash Nico. She's my future ex-wife that she didn't realize. But she's my celebrity ex-wife. So it's gonna be like, a fake get together and stuff, publicity stuff,
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Any producers out here that you are working with right now?
Not currently. I like Future. I like Riley. I've worked with both of them in the past. Though I know their schedules have been very difficult, but I'm always open to, we're trying to do this thing where I find producers and stuff, and I'll be like, hey, I want you to send me a beat. We're gonna mark the time and stuff, and before I even go and open that email, you're gonna message me saying you sent it. I'm gonna record it from the time I go and check that email, show that it's actually download it. Make sure to show that everybody, it's not a +1 in parentheses.
Right.
That is a fresh download, and then go and do the whole process and for recording raw, no writing, just boom, because that's what I've been doing now. Because I found out, and this is a perfect example of that, that if I go and actually sit there and write, I'll word stuff, I'll overthink, because I do that all day.
We do it all the time. We do it all the time, man. It's a process. Me being a DJ as well. Sometimes I'll listen to something, I don't like that, and I'll go do it again. And sometimes the first time is the best time. First time is the best time. So
yeah, but I found out when I just speak from the heart and I speak honestly and I just let it flow without really having time to think with a filter, because I really don't like that anyways. And 2021 is a great cut of filters. That I found more of a response from it than if I just convoluted it, and then it's just like, where are you going with this? I don't know. I don't think I'm in the driver's seat.
Right. Gotcha. So, all right. So I'm finna take you to a whole nother script on this. All right.
That's fine.
All right. I call this little segment. This is like our last little segment. I call it this or that. Okay. Yeah, you can have one right there. That's fine. All right. So hit you off with subject. Let me know what you think about it. All right. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Cake or pie? What type of pie?
Apple.
All American. I love it. Motorcycle or plane?
I don't know how to drive a motorcycle, but I don't know how to drive a plane. Ooh, I don't think I could get a pilot license.
Motorcycle.
I would love a boat. That's one of my like wealthy goals, because I don't want to be rich. Rich people do stupid stuff. I want to be wealthy. I want to be able to go and have an argument. And this is toxic. Throwing my red flag out there right now. I want to be able to get in an argument and be walking out, storming out of the freaking house, and getting into my helicopter and starting it. I can't. What? No, I can't. No, you're gonna have to text me. Text. I can't hear you. Just
and just take off.
Yeah, I'm chopping out of here.
That's a good one. All right.
It's like that 50 Cent level petty. Buying the first 20 rows of someone's concert and then sitting in the middle of it like, hey, my son was in the bathroom, do it again.
Yeah. All right. Here's another one for you. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I know you got one, right?
Yes.
What you got?
I have a Dogo Argentino. His name is Frecky. He is
he earned that name. Frecky is one of two of Odin's war dogs, warhounds. Probably about 2 weeks. I just called him Dog when I first got him, and yeah, this stray came out of the alleyway while we were coming back from Dollar General and Dunkin', and came at us, and he was like, "Oh, bet!" Snatched it, boom, and I was like, "Oh, come here!" That thing went all the way out, freaking yeah. It was. I was like, "Oh, yep, you're mine. I'll name you Fricky." Yeah, he's my service dog. He's my best friend. He's my familiar. Pretty much because he has his own personality. I do not tell him what to do. He chooses whether he wants to do it or not.
There you go.
Yeah, he's my third toddler.
Basketball or football?
I'm not a sports person. My time was halftime. And so you get me out there with the band.
See that? Man, that's more work too. See? There you go. All right, last one for you. Chinese food or Italian food?
Chinese food. All day.
All day.
Buffet. Does this not look like it takes a buffet? Come on now. Come on now.
Oh,
man.
man.
I slimmed up some, but like, yeah, I eat like a Saiyan. Goku, how'd you eat all that? I don't know. I was just hungry.
Just going at it, huh?
Or either that or Seth Rogen after a freaking big smoke. Dude, what are we doing here? Like, are you really going to eat all that? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just want some? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Guy's a character.
Yeah,
Mr. Navarro, how could everybody can reach you, man?
All right, so let me just look this up because I just downloaded this thing. Guys. I gotta make sure I say the name right. All right, magically.com. All right, magic.ly. So magic.ly/genre god. And that's got all my links on it. It's like Linktree, but free. We're gonna save that money. Hey, we're gonna
save that money. I love that right there. Man, it's been an honor and a privilege to sit up here and not even having an interview with you, but just conversating with you, man. I see you on the up and rise. I see you on the up and coming, and I wish you nothing but positive success in your music career, man.
As long as I can stack up my kids before I go, I'm just gonna be content.
There you go, man. You've been chilling out with me, the afternoon mixtape with the CEO, Mr. Navarro, right here. You can check him out, and also check out this interview next week. I'm gonna have it on our posted up, and just just gonna charge it up with my man. And we out of here for the day. Check you guys out tomorrow. All right, peace out.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Peace out.